We have been in a constant cycle of wasting materials and creating new items while discarding rather than recycling what we don't need. This minor problem's effect is exponentiated as the years pass, and the only effective way to minimize its effects is through the development of a circular economy. Circular economy aims to reuse materials components to build other items rather than throwing it away and consuming new materials. A valid contributor of this economy is 3D printing due to its efficient recyclability. The two most common types of 3D printer ink used are ABS and PLA. We'll be focusing mainly on PLA as it's much stronger than ABS. PLA is also well known for its ability to be recyclable. A paper produced by the Fraunhofer Institute for Environmental Safety and Energy Technology found that there are numerous benefits for the multiple ways of recycling PLA, which include less release of greenhouse emissions, savings of the qualities of the PLA are 0.3 to 1.2 times better, and finally, the recycling processes take less energy and less resources. It's also important to keep in mind that PLA tends to lose some of its mechanical qualities when recycled. However, this problem can be partially solved. A paper published in the Micromolecular Materials and Engineering journal found that certain modifiers can be added to the PLA in order to strengthen some of its lost properties. And the recycling process of the modified PLA isn't too different.
The recyclability is a major factor for why 3D printing is a step forward in responsible consumption and production. But there are many more reasons for why 3D printing is better than the current manufacturing model. Traditional manufacturing has been serving us well for a while now, but it has proved imperfect and unsustainable. Some issues that involve it include having a complex supply chain, large inventory, high need for global transportation, packaging materials, manufacturing waste, and high barrier to entry, just to name a few. 3D printing can tackle a lot of these things and simplify the process to be more streamlined and sustainable. Printing on demand, or POD, is something that can empower us to change the manufacturing model. POD is the ability to print a product that is ordered rather than the traditional method of having it stocked in a warehouse to be shipped. This eliminates the need for on-site inventory. On top of that, it allows us to simplify the supply chain by making the point of manufacturing also the point of sale. This lowers the transportation impacts in several areas, including cost, dependence on importation, packaging, transit errors like lost or damaged products, and transit emissions.
A very impactful and often overlooked aspect of the benefits 3D printing will involve eliminating the logistical challenges to get products to consumers. This benefit of 3D printing is perhaps its greatest benefit, as it helps all parties involved. This is due to the fact that consumers will receive their products in an expedient manner. Along with this, it saves the manufacturers money, all the while producing zero carbon emissions, as the need to transport goods is eliminated. It is substantial, as the shipping sector accounts for nearly 3% of all global carbon emissions. Moreover, in a similar fashion, the need for packaging materials is rendered null, once again benefiting the manufacturer of the products, as it saves them money while simultaneously conserving the Earth's resources.
One of the major significance of 3D printing is cost reduction. It reduces the number of steps. 3D printing is a single-step manufacturing process. Furthermore, it decreases expenses by reducing the amount of material needed for manufacturing or production, and also it cuts down the labor expense. Eventually, 3D printing makes the manufacturing process cost-efficient by diminishing the overall expenditure.
Yet another one of the immense benefits 3D printing brings to the environment is through the conservation of materials from the product itself. This is due to the fact that often items are made with unnecessarily large quantity of materials, primarily because it is cheap. However, with 3D printing, this will allow merchants to create items that cut off redundancies and only produce the product using the bare minimum amount of material needed. Likewise, 3D printing will remove human error out of the creation of many products that often lead to defective products that are forced to be discarded, causing unnecessary expenses and environmental damages. For instance, the textiles industry throws away nearly 5% of all products in manufacturing. This is greatly reduced by eliminating human error through 3D printing.
3D printing will move on as a large part of the future of manufacturing. With all the benefits that we have seen, we hope that 3D printing may be adopted in places where it makes sense and continue to promote a future of responsible consumption and production.